Delighted to be here this evening. I first met Safia, through LinkedIn at the beginning of the year. Our mutual friend Judy, who's here tonight, suggested that Safia get in touch with me about the Fashion Declares movement. I was at the time editor of Drapers magazine, which some of you may know is fashion trade mag, focused on the UK fashion industry. And as soon as I heard about this campaign, I was very intrigued. And when I learned who was behind it, I was immediately got onto the team and said, this is something that we need to cover. So we did. We did a big feature on the campaign and what it was trying to achieve. A few months later, I was doing the judging for the Drapers Sustainable Fashion Awards. Now, this is something that we had recently launched. It's sort of tied to the Drapers Sustainable Fashion Conference, and it was a huge success. And then we added on the awards, which had the ambition of trying to highlight some of the good stuff that was happening in the industry, while obviously accepting that there was a lot still to be done. So there I was going through the awards and thinking about who might be our Drapers Sustainable Fashion champion for this year. And I suddenly thought, hold on a second, what individual better meets the criteria than Safia? We were looking for an individual who was having a huge influence on the industry, who was trying to achieve industry-wide change, looking beyond what they could do within their own organisations. And Fashion Declares, but also really everything that's led up to Fashion Declares, and now even the book and just everything that Safia was doing just was exactly what we were looking for. So we presented her with the award in April. So I'm delighted to be here talking about Safia's book. I'm in my new role now at Vogue Business, and one of the reasons I joined Vogue Business is because sustainability isn't just something that we cover, it's actually one of our three main content pillars. And we have two extremely knowledgeable and committed editors whose job is to day in, day out challenge what the industry is doing when it comes to their sustainability efforts. So I guess what I wanted to position this in the context of what we've been covering over the last couple of weeks, in particular COP27, the Loss and Damage Fund, the progress that's being made, but really the fact that it is limited and that there is so much more to be done, and that fashion really wasn't as central to the conversations at COP as it should have been, because the impact, as I'm sure most people in this room know, of the fashion industry in terms of the global south and society throughout the world is just unimaginable, and something that really needs to be so central to these kinds of large-scale conversations. So for me, reading Safia's book was a delight. It's something that's, it's an important conversation to be having. What I really enjoyed about it was the fact that it was optimistic. And that's something we sometimes struggle with as journalists when we cover this beat. It can be really quite difficult to kind of keep your spirits up once you start to delve under the skin of what's going on, what the industry is doing, the impact it's having on people and their livelihoods. It's hard. So I think that it's important to have that optimism and to look at regeneration and the regeneration of agriculture, which is really hard to say, and how we can actually have a positive impact through this industry that so many of us love, and we enjoy the creativity, and it's so special to so many people. So, rather than beating up all the people that are trying to create fashion, actually, how do we change that conversation? How do we make this an industry that's doing good? So I just want to say a huge congratulations to Safia for the book. It's something we will be holding on to in the office and using for inspiration and as a bit of a guide to who we should be talking to going forward. So thanks, Safia.